this one started, and we are underway from Arrowhead. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The second-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma.
Tremendous production in college at 2 different universities, and this is a guy who was a finalist for the Heisman Trophy. Still much more of a runner than a thrower, but has plenty of arm and is capable of making the big throws downfield. And don't underestimate his ability to think the game. Remember, he's the son of a coach.
They run with a dangerous Saquon Barkley. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Running again with Barkley on second down. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Philadelphia picking up the first on a gain of 15.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Here's Hurts to throw. Room to maneuver at the 35. And down to the 16-yard line. Boy, he ran free there after the catch as that winds up going for 38.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him. And he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. They'll give it to Barkley off the option play. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
2nd and 7. Hurts. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. Here now, 3rd and a yard. Hurts sets up to throw it. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
You absolutely have to have this early on, right? 3rd and short, they elect to throw for it, and that's normal NFL football. They're going to throw on 3rd and short, but you've got to hit it, don't you?
Yeah, in the first quarter, like you said, to set the tone, can't connect there. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. Throwing is Hurts. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And this defense delivers a turnover on downs on the very first drive of the afternoon. Time to see what Patrick Mahomes can do here with his first possession. The quarterback out of Texas Tech getting set to lead this KC Chiefs offense.
And simply put, for many, he's the gold standard for quarterbacks in today's NFL because of his ability to create, find the open man, use all the different arm angles that he has. He's a complete package, and boy, his team loves to play around him.
Now Mahomes. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Headed straight, it's Pacheco. They find some open field here. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City first down.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
On first down, they go back to Pacheco. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8. Now here's Mahomes. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. That'll go for a gain of 7. And it'll leave him with 3rd and a full yard to go. They'll try for the first with Pacheco. Oh, nice move. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That one good for 12 yards and a Kansas City first.
That's a very nice game there. A confidence-building run. Love the execution up front. And the way he pressed the hole, absolutely perfect.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. Mahomes going to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Brown. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That's good for a first down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive. We got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice, sustained series to begin the game, and it will continue after picking up another first there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
In there to drop him for the loss, linebacker Nakobe Dean, an outstanding play.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
They fake the give. Now Mahomes. Well, this one complete. It's Rashee Rice. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3. Well, safe to say the passing game has found a rhythm. He's now 4 of 4, but might need to be 5 of 5 to keep this drive going here as they face a 3rd down.
And maybe perhaps you show a running play, right? Maybe a little play action here to go ahead and let him throw the ball downfield. I wouldn't get away from him flinging it because 4 for 4 already. I think he's got a good chance of picking this one up here on 3rd down.
Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
But forget knowing where the first down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front, and a lot of times that is one-on-one. And if you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
Mahomes throwing on 4th. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front, but somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. Pitch and catch here to Travis Kelsey. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Chiefs have got the passing game rolling a bit. And another first down.
How about a nod to the sequence of plays they're putting together here? This has been death by 1,000 paper cuts on this drive. But this is one of their best plays yet. And they're able to move it down into the red zone.
And they'll send the tight end in motion. Throwing now is Mahomes. Now he's got it. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Mahomes hitting his favorite target, Travis Kelsey, on a touchdown pass. And the Chiefs go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points.
As a general rule, quarterbacks don't want to lock in on a receiver before the ball is snapped. But in this case, based on the matchup he thought he was going to get, it was favorable for his tight end. He locked in on him early and found him for a touchdown.
Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. And his kick is good to make it 7-0 KC. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it culminates in a Travis Kelce touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Eagles offense led by their running back headed out for the second possession. And he has been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers for this first half. This defense is going to need to find some way to key in on him because he is eating them up right now. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on fourth down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a fourth down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
Now they run the option on second down. He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a third down. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. Oh, good move. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle first down. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurtling through them.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Eagles in possession. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. Barkley, inside handoff. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
The running game's played a huge part in getting them down to this point on the field. I say stay with it. Keep pounding the football. Keep driving. Keep grinding.
Yeah, even down in the red zone, keep going for it.
No doubt about it. Dance with what brung you.
Barkley is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off. On for the extra point, Jake Elliott.
It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. A drive that time of 6 plays.
And it ends with a Saquon Barkley touchdown run.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. Patrick Mahomes on his way out for their next drive. The returns on the last drive, pretty good. 7 for 7, touchdown pass. Probably take that, right?
I would say so. I mean, when you're cutting them apart that way, feeling so accurate, so confident going downfield, and then able to culminate by putting it in the end zone, oh, yeah, he's feeling real good right now.
Now he'll try to carry that over to this drive.
And they'll run the option to start the drive.
And he'll get this only up to about the 35. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's second down.
Some teams like to start aggressive to begin a drive, but this is still what you expect to see in normal situations. Just call a simple run, get a few yards to begin the series, and set yourself up for something bigger on second down.
To throw, it's Mahomes. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. They go play fake. Mahomes able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Chiefs first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
They go play action. Now Mahomes. That ball caught. It's Rice. But not before getting this inside the 30. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Yellow.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco.
There's the stiff arm. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
It's Kelsey on the ground. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. He had the touchdown on the opening drive. Now he's got a first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Here's Mahomes to throw.
No hesitations. They go right back to Kelsey. And the Chiefs are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Mahomes now to throw. And that's caught. It's Kelsey. Touchdown, Kansas City. Travis Kelsey, a beast in the red zone with his second touchdown of the game. And the Chiefs have taken the lead.
And, Charles, they continue to have trouble stopping him as he's into the end zone yet again.
Yeah, that's multiple series now that have ended with him in the end zone. A perfect plan on how to utilize him best when they get in close.
Butker on for the PAT. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays.
And it culminates in a Travis Kelsey touchdown.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
Britton Covey going to bring it out of his end zone. And able to get this out to the 25.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. They trail a one-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more.
George Karlaftis, the man to bring him down.
And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play.
He's got a man, complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. A gain there of 30 big ones.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 45-yard line. Up the middle with Barkley. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes being a linebacker in the middle of the field is kind of like being a doctor on the field. You got to make the right diagnosis. Here he correctly sends his run and shoots through to make the play in the backfield.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. They'll look to throw. This short throw caught by Goddard. Only able to gain a couple there. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
And Brandon, as you know, sometimes it's a lot tougher to run with these tight ends nowadays in the NFL. They're just bigger wide receivers. He lined up on the left side of formation, ran a drag route across the field, and tried to work his way open. He was able to make the catch, but the defenders were there. Couldn't do a whole lot with it afterwards.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Is incomplete.
Well, they had that one snipped out. That's a tough one to connect on when you got multiple defenders in the area, and it winds up incomplete.
They're going on 4th down with Hurts.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And the Chiefs defense comes up with a stop. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down of this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a third situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on 1st down.
2nd and 9.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. Short throw hauled in by Kelsey. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. That'll put him at 66 receiving yards now for the game, and he's got a 1st down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Throw left side, completion to Rice. So the completion good for 7 there, and it's 2nd down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter, 14-7.
Here's a 2nd and 3 now from the 33.
Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Chiefs have got the passing game rolling a bit, and another 1st down.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll, and now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Again, he'll drop to throw. His throw caught right around the 6.
And the Chiefs are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
It's been all passing all the time on this drive. 5 for 5, and now 1st and goal.
Feels like a case of until they stop us, we might as well keep running the offense that we like to run. Don't change up and do something different just because you think you need to.
In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. And again, it's Mahomes. This is caught. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Second and goal from the 1. Now Gray. And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City.
Noah Gray. A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Chiefs will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game and no signs of slowing down.
Butker now to add the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it's capped off with a Kansas City touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
Here's Isaiah Rodgers to return. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And the Eagles going to get one final possession in this first half. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it down by 2 scores. .30 seconds remain in this first half as they come up here 1st and 10. Hurts. This short throw caught by Goddard. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Here's 2nd and 7. From the gun, it's Hurts. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Throwing is Hurts. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. Now a high kick, almost a pooch punt. Now a fair catch taken just across midfield, maybe by a yard or 2. That'll go for only 17 yards on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this will remain a 2-touchdown game. So we've come upon halftime here in Arrowhead with the Chiefs on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And set to receive the football. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes the return. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Chiefs offense and Patrick Mahomes headed back onto the field. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well. And most importantly, partner,
And they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
From the 33, here's a 2nd and 5. Now Mahomes. Pitch and catch here to Travis Kelce. And Kelce's going to have a Chiefs first down as he'll get this up to the 39.
It's a pickup of 6. The start for them near flawless. Defense gets them a 3 and out. 2 quick pass connections on offense.
So that's how a team works together. Just what you described. Get them the ball, give them a little momentum, and they're capitalizing off of that. Thanks a lot, guys.
They run the option here on 1st and 10.
And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down.
Typically on the read option play, when we talk about responsibilities, we're talking about what the quarterback has to go through. How about the inside linebacker, though? His job on this play, shadow the quarterback and hold him to a short gain. Did it to perfection.
They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. Now here's Mahomes. Short throw hauled in by Kelce. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And that'll leave them with a 3rd and just a yard.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end. Let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Now the first carry here for the running back. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. It's a gain of 4, and it gets him the first.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Pitch and catch here to Travis Kelce. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
They'll set up the screen to Pacheco.
And the tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the first. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you can get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
Mahomes going to go on 4th down. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up, because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here.
They'll check this one down to Pacheco.
And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. Well, they try to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down. So from second and long, now we go to third and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in four-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was third and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. Touchdown! A 14-yard touchdown.
And the Chiefs take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
A good tight end is a heck of a weapon for any quarterback, especially when you're able to create some mismatches. Sometimes they work against a linebacker, sometimes they work against a smaller defensive back. But when they find it, they go to it, and it often results in touchdowns.
Butker on for the PAT. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. So that drive spans 13 plays. And it winds up with the Chiefs hitting pay dirt. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here first and 10.
Right at the 30. They'll try and start this drive in the air. This will be caught by Brown. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be second down.
Hurts going to keep it running right.
Gets around him, fighting his way through contact. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A good chunk on the ground on the keeper, 17 yards, first down.
It looked like almost a miscommunication defensively because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback? And when you talk about miscommunication, it's supposed to be called assignment football on the defensive side of the ball. But the assignment gets mixed up. That's the end result.
He's got room at the 30.
And he gets this one down to the 24. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll make it second down.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate. Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
Hurts sets up to throw it. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have an Eagles first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5.
But with the score where it is, you're not thinking field goals right now. You need touchdowns. So that was a much-needed conversion there on 3rd down.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Here's Hurts to throw. To the right side and intercepted. Picked off by Duron Harmon. And the Chiefs are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
The Chiefs ready to rock again on offense. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They take over here following the interception. That's the good news. The tough spot is the spot that they're in. That's inside the 5 in the shadow of their own goalpost here. 1st and 10. And they work this out past the 25. 47 yards rushing for him now. He's only carried the ball 4 times.
I don't think that's what the defensive coordinator had in mind there. You got him pinned back inside the 5, and then you let him rip off that long run.
You're already anticipating the film session, aren't you?
There's going to be some anger.
Yeah, there's not going to be at the greatest hits, is it? Because they didn't hit anyone on that play. Supposed to have them pinned back deep. Instead, they leave a big crack, a gaping hole, and guess what? They're in bad position right now.
This is caught. It's Brown. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
It's another first down on what will be a gain of 21 yards.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. We're back now in KC. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack.
And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line.
17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. Now, I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
It was Brandon Graham that came in there and got it. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
3 yards on the pickup there, but they've only got it back to 3rd and 10.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
From the gun on third down, Mahomes. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 26. 11 more yards there, and this methodical drive continues. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way, it worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
They'll run out of the gun with Pacheco. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
From the 22 now, here's 2nd and 6. They'll bring a tight end in motion right. Throwing now is Mahomes. DeAndre Hopkins making the catch. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal. The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the 4th, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes. Who can blame him?
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
And that's exactly what offenses try to avoid by using motion and throwing different formations up. They hate when he can draw a bead on the play, get a running start, and make a big play behind the line of scrimmage as he did just there.
Once more, it's Pacheco. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
Were you as surprised as I was that they actually ran it on 2nd down there? I thought that they would go ahead and throw it in every situation here.
Yeah, they've thrown for 3 touchdown passes. Now here, I think they probably go back to the air.
Yeah, I think so. But ordinarily, 2nd down is when you run your play fake, your play action, show run, and throw the ball. Now they brought up 3rd down. They'll have to throw it anyway.
And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Marquise Brown. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Chiefs have opened up a 4-touchdown lead here in the 4th. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and that'll increase their lead to 28. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Rodgers going to return it from his end zone. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. A big mistake last time they were on the field, tossing that interception inside the red zone and really taking away what had been a pretty successful drive up to that point.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any question about it. As they head out on the field for this drive, that whole offensive unit is just thinking redemption. You know, they moved it really well, didn't pay it off. This time, they want to make sure that ball ends up in the end zone, and they're the ones possessing it.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's got Smith here. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39.
That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
He finds his tight end Goddard. That's complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. It's another first down on what will be a gain of 21 yards.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Back to throw now on first down.
He delivers another to Goddard, complete.
And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be second down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Got him in. It's Brown.
And A.J. going to pick up an Eagles first down as the tackle is made right at the 25-yard line.
8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
Well, that's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good... Just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation. Fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
A give to Barkley out of the gun. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
You get down near the goal line, you need to start enlisting the help of all 11 guys on the defense. And that's a nice job there by the cornerback, squaring his shoulders and coming in to make the tackle.
From the 2 now, second and goal. One of the tight ends comes in motion. And Barkley will try to punch it in. And he's in for an Eagles touchdown. Saquon Barkley, his second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Eagles get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit.
Now, he's doing his part, but still facing a sizable deficit.
And he would like to do more, but he needs help from the other 2/3, right? He needs his defense to bow up a little bit, and he also needs special teams to maybe create some big plays and help them get back in it.
Elliott now to add the extra point. It's good, and it's now 35-14. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown run from Saquon Barkley. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Chiefs are going to make the recovery. The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling. And whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
In motion, the tight end, Kelsey.
They run it with Pacheco from the gun.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Here now, 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
To throw, it's Mahomes. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Chris Wormley in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down.
Brandon, that's just football 101. If you're out of the pocket, you've got to get rid of the football in this situation. You cannot take a sack in a 2-minute drill.
Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback.
The Eagles offense and running back Saquon Barkley ready to get going again. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the 4th quarter.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Hurts. That ball caught by his rookie wideout.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Smith catches left side. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. That'll give him 8 that time. And that'll bring up a 2nd down in just a couple.
Throwing is Hurts.
He'll get this out to Barkley, complete. And one of the whistles for a timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
From the gun, it's Hurts. It's Barkley once again bringing in the catch.
And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it's 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, It could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
One last shot at the end zone.
And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time is run out now on this game.
So this one in the win column for Kansas City. And when you break it down, this was just a thoroughly dominating performance.
And I truly thought that we'd have a tight game coming into this one. I think you felt the same way based on our conversation after the production meeting. But obviously not the case. And how about just how it broke open? You just all of a sudden, whoosh, there it is. This thing is pretty much done. And the crowd stayed with it to celebrate because they're like, let's enjoy watching our team play this well. This is fun.
I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis.